The childhood sweetheart I had a crush on for years fell for my roommate. He asked me, "What kind of men do you girls like?" After thinking for a while, I replied, "Someone who shows her special preference." So, on my birthday, he deliberately only prepared a gift for my roommate. When we went hiking together, he deliberately left me behind. Afterwards, he apologized to me in front of my roommate. "I'm sorry. I really shouldn't have left you alone, but my heart and eyes are only for her. I can't pay attention to anyone else." The whole school was shipping my childhood sweetheart as affectionate and dedicated, only I felt exhausted. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Subscribe us to read wonderful novels every day. Now the story begins. During the Spring Festival holiday, he found me again. "Go home by yourself. The passenger seat of my car is not for other girls." Oh. I directly got into the passenger seat of his roommate's car. "I didn't plan to go home with you anyway." After I said that, my childhood sweetheart's face turned green. "When did you get so close to Chingwanya?" "Downstairs in the dormitory. As soon as I said I would take Chingwanya's car home, Song Jashuan looked like he wanted to eat me. It was as if I had done something to betray him. I was puzzled. Last month, you deliberately left me on the mountain. It was Chingwanya who took me down. It would be better if I didn't mention it." The more I thought about it, the angrier I got. He invited me to go hiking, but when I arrived, I found that my roommate, Siyuan, was also there. The wind on the mountain was strong and cold. He only prepared warm babies and gingered date milk tea for Siyuan. I felt a bit wronged. I looked at him eagerly. "What about mine?" But all I got was, "Don't ask for too much." He leaned close to my ear and whispered, "Siyuan is too hard to chase." She refused to go hiking with me alone. She only came when I said you were also here, so you can find a time to leave by yourself later. The cold wind made my heart ache. I gradually fell behind the two of them. Song Jashuan said something that made Siyuan laugh heartily. I accidentally tripped. They stopped and looked at me. Siyuan was holding a warm milk tea. The smile on her lips didn't fade. "So funny," Song Jashuan said. "You have flat feet and don't watch the road when you walk, and you really fell." So, was I the joke for them? I stood up in embarrassment. My phone vibrated. Song Jashuan, standing behind Siyuan, sent me a message. "Make your expression more natural. When Siyuan talks to you, respond. Don't let my goddess feel ignored." The grievance and sourness from Song Jashuan's differential treatment made me not want to stay for even a second, but I didn't know the way down the mountain. I could only follow them for a while and then go back by myself. But Song Jashuan couldn't even wait for that. I squatted down to tie my shoelaces. He took Siyuan and walked forward. I was left alone on the empty and quiet mountain. I was so scared that I called him. I wanted to ask if he had forgotten about me, but he rejected the call. After a long time, he finally replied to me, "Can you be more sensible?" I looked at the message. Tears fell onto my phone disgracefully. I was really lost. When I was almost in despair, a tall and long-legged man appeared in my sight. He was dressed in black, with cold and stern eyebrows and eyes, exuding the cold air of winter. "Why are you crying?" I knew him. He was Song Jashuan's roommate, Chingwanya. He was so good-looking that he often topped the list of the school's most handsome guys. Most of the girls in the school liked him, but because he was too cold and independent, he didn't seem to have a good popularity. Song Jashuan always told me that Chingwanya was indifferent to everyone. He looked cold and difficult to deal with, and fierce and unapproachable. As soon as he snapped at me, my tears couldn't stop flowing. I was cold, wronged, and scared. My whole shoulder was twitching from crying, and Chingwanya stood less than 3 meters away from me, looking at me leisurely. "Do you hear that?" "What?" I froze. I stared at him blankly. He didn't speak. He twirled the flashlight in his hand. The branches under his feet cracked. The light flickered. The tree shadows danced. It was no different from a scene of ghosts dancing wildly. Especially when he coldly spat out one word, "Ghost." I let out a short scream and rushed into his arms. He didn't expect my sudden attack. He subconsciously caught me, and due to inertia, he held me and hit the tree trunk behind him. Throughout the process, he didn't forget to protect my head with his hand. I heard a dull grunt. Just as I was about to ask what was wrong, I heard him say through gritted teeth, "Get off me," but the hand protecting my head didn't loosen at all. He was clearly saying one thing, but meaning another, so instead of getting off, I clung to him like an octopus. "Take me down the mountain." Chingwanya didn't speak. His thin lips were pressed into a straight line. The way he looked at me was as if I was a female hooligan molesting him. I sheepishly withdrew my hand that was pressing on his chest muscles, while cursing Song Jiashuan's ancestors in my heart. I stared at the man's smooth and delicate jaw and pleaded pitifully, "Please, okay." Chingwanya's eyes flickered slightly, and his Adam's apple rolled slightly. I couldn't understand the emotion in his eyes at that time. I only knew that his jet black eyes were darker than the night. Guessing that he might not be as cold as he seemed, I boldly grabbed his sleeve. "If you don't take me down the mountain, I'll cry." But as soon as I let out a syllable, he silenced me. "Shut up, you cry worse than a ghost." So if it weren't for Chingwanya, I would either freeze to death or be scared to death, thinking of this. I didn't even bother to talk to Song Jiashuan anymore. I dragged my suitcase and left, but Song Jiashuan was acting strange today, following me like a ghost. Chingwanya never gives any girl a ride. He even rejected Siyuan. Would he come here specifically to take you home? He stared at me and suddenly said, "So what Siyuan said is true." "What?" My heart skipped a beat. He sneered, "You like me? So you're distancing yourself from me and jealous of her. Now you made up this thing about Chingwanya to stimulate me." He pressed down on my suitcase. "But when you, I only like Siyuan. My heart and eyes are only for her. I'm doomed to hurt you." Was he crazy? Am I the catalyst for your relationship? I was so angry that my chest heaved violently. I wanted to slap him to death, because I had liked him before. After seeing his true colors, I felt even more disgusted. Yet he was very complacent. "Sorry. It's because of my great charm." I couldn't bear it anymore. "Your charm? Where is your charm? Just because you can do such a tasteless thing as leaving a girl on the mountain, I could never like you." Besides, I was full of thoughts of saving face for myself. Chingwanya is 188 centimeters tall, with an 8-pack abs and a V-shaped waist, and he likes me like crazy. Otherwise, how could I meet him on the mountain? Why would I choose a jerk like you instead of a good and affectionate man like him who loves me to death? I put my hands on my hips and let out a tirade. After scolding to my heart's content, I remembered that we were downstairs in the dormitory. People were coming and going. They all looked at the person behind me in unison. I had a vague feeling that something was wrong. I turned around and saw the man standing next to the black G-class, 8-pack abs and a V-shaped waist. He was wearing a black leather short jacket today. His slender waist was faintly exposed. His legs seemed even longer than Song Jiashuan's life. He was tough and handsome, without any tricks, just standing there. A single look could make people submit. Everyone was mesmerized by his good looks. Only I pretended to be calm. "See, Chingwanya, you're here." My heart was pounding. Even my palms were sweating. Damn it. What did I say just now? That Chingwanya loved me to death. Good heavens, don't let the retribution for showing off come so quickly. If you want to find someone to stimulate me, find someone more believable. Song Jiashuan glanced at me gloatingly. He then ran over obsequiously to offer Chingwanya a cigarette. "Brother Yi, why haven't you gone home yet?" Chingwanya was handsome and rich, and there were many people who were willing to curry favor with him, but even though they were in the same dormitory, he hadn't had many conversations with Song Jiashuan, so he couldn't believe that when you, a young girl, could catch Chingwanya's eye. But unexpectedly, the man didn't take his cigarette. He knocked on the car door, picking up my girlfriend to go home together. Song Jiashuan was stunned. Then he watched as Chingwanya, who was always cold to everyone, walked up to me and naturally took my suitcase. "Right, girlfriend, I was embarrassed and guilty. I awkwardly put my arm around his brother. Why did you come so late? I've been waiting for a long time. Chingwanya slightly raised his eyebrows and let out a faint actually answering me cooperatively. I bought you some snacks. Afraid you'd be bored on the way. Let's go. Song Jashuan watched the whole process reluctantly. Are you two dating? Is what she said true? Not entirely true. Chingwanya suddenly stopped. Alarm bells went off in my heart. I grabbed his slender arm tightly. I looked at him pleadingly. A hint of a smile flashed in his eyes. I really do love her to death. I let out a sigh of relief, then saw him curl his lips. But what else was there? That breath got stuck. Then I saw Chingwanya bend down, and his eyes looking at me became gentle. Girlfriend, I'm 190 centimeters tall. Don't keep getting it wrong. I got into the passenger seat of Chingwanya's car without incident. I immediately closed the car door and apologized sincerely. Chingwanya, I didn't mean to use you. I really had no other choice. I'll pay you. Okay. I'm sorry to trouble you. Just drop me off at the intersection ahead. But as soon as I finished speaking, my phone, which was placed aside, automatically popped up a message from Song Jashuan. Aren't we going together? You guys start first, and I'll follow behind. Damn it. Chingwanya also saw this message. His slender fingers gently tapped on the steering wheel. I carefully peeked at his expression. How about being a good guy to the end and taking me home? I raised 3 fingers. Triple the fare? No, 5 times. But someone like Chingwanya wasn't short of money, but that was all I could do. I bit my lip and painfully offered 10 times. Woohoo, my wallet. The man glanced at me through the rear view mirror. His eyes as cold as moonlight. He didn't say yes or no, just looked at me. Are you planning to rent a boyfriend to go home for the spring festival? Would you rent yourself out? I blinked. I looked at him full of anticipation. He raised his eyebrows slightly. With his strong-featured facial features, his eyes were deep and cold. He threw me his phone. Navigate the address yourself. Woohoo, he agreed. He was really a kind-hearted and good-looking person. I quickly swiped the screen and opened Gouda Map. As a result, I saw another message from Song Jashuan, roommate Song Jashuan. Bro, do you know when you and I are from the same high school? This girl, what's your taste? I was immediately furious. I glanced at Chingwanya. Can I use your phone to curse him out? Chingwanya lowered his eyes. He directly took the phone from my hand. Our fingertips touched, and my heart skipped a beat. Then I heard his nice voice turn cold. Who the hell are you? How dare you judge a girl? He sent the voice message crisply, and then threw the phone back to me just as crisply. Can you navigate now? Help. I declared that from now on, I was Chingwanya's appearance fan, a die-hard fan. I navigated the address gratefully and put the phone on the holder. I don't know what came over me, but I still blurted out. I grew up with Song Jashuan since we were kids, when I was in high school. I was buried in 5-year simulated exams and 3-year college entrance exams every day. What on earth did I do that was so heinous, that Song Jashuan would slander me like this to someone he wasn't familiar with? Thinking of this, I got even angrier. Believe it or not, you're a great person for helping me out, but I'm not a bad person. I was so angry that I confront Song Jashuan right now. After listening, Chingwanya met my eyes through the rear view mirror. His eyes were particularly beautiful, big and clear. Why do you need to prove yourself? I know who I associate with. Don't you know who you are? Why prove yourself? His eyes were so beautiful, like the peach blossom eyes written in novels, full of spring charm and tenderness. I was distracted for a moment. Yes, you're right. The car drove all the way, and soon we arrived home. Chingwanya helped me take out the suitcase. I won't go in. It's not good to bring a boy home without your parents' permission, but I can let you take a photo with me. I was just worried about how to face Song Jashuan's subsequent questions. Will it affect you? After all, he was very popular in school. After sales service, he winked at me. Anyway, you're going to pay, right. Mentioning my wallet made me feel pain. I quickly took out my camera. I must take enough photos to make it worth the money. It would be even better to record a video, but Chingwanya was too tall, and it was impossible to fit both of our faces in the frame. I didn't dare to get too close either. How about taking a photo of our backs? As soon as I finished speaking, the man who had been standing upright suddenly bent down and got close to me. His whole face was less than 5 centimeters away from mine. There was a faint, pleasant cedar scent, gentle and clean. The originally dull picture suddenly became bright and vivid. He rubbed my head through the thick down jacket hat. Happy New Year. After being stunned for a moment, I was also infected by his smile. I shouted loudly towards the camera, Chingwanya, Happy New Year. Just as I finished shouting, Song Jiashuan happened to show up. He slammed the car door shut. I happily put away my phone and said goodbye to Chingwanya. This year must be a happy year. As soon as I got home, the high school group said they were going to have a class reunion. Song Jiashuan posted, I'm bringing my girlfriend, no objections, right? Someone said, yo, you finally managed to catch up with shouldn't you send a red envelope to celebrate? I was chatting with Chingwanya at that time and didn't look at the group at all. By the time I saw it, there were already over 99 plus messages in the group. The whole screen was filled with blessings for Song Jiashuan and me. Someone named Sweet Sue at me. Jiashuan has no time to look at his phone. Don't you know how to clarify? Are you really that eager? I was full of question marks. This familiar profile picture, was it Suyuan? Did Song Jiashuan pull her into the high school group? Before I could react, Song Jiashuan came online. Don't get me wrong. This is my girlfriend, it's Sweet Sue. She's much prettier than The class group fell silent immediately. I was extremely angry. I threw my phone aside and went to knock on Song Jiashuan's door. He came out lazily in his home clothes. When he saw it was me, his eyes became smug. What? Are you jealous? Because I pulled Suyuan into the group. Did you come all the way here? I didn't say anything. I just looked at him, picked up my constantly vibrating phone, and sent a voice message in front of him. I hope some people can get this straight. Song Jiashuan and I are just neighbors. I also have a boyfriend. He's the campus heartthrob of our school. He's handsome, has a great body, and is very devoted. He even sends me all the way to my doorstep when I go home. We can't wait to stick together every day. With every word I said, Song Jiashuan's face darkened a bit more. I was satisfied and continued with a cold smile. So, Missy here has no time to pay attention to some clowns. The whole world doesn't revolve around your relationship. And it's not like only you two are too busy to look at your phones. Okay, after venting, I sent the message in one go. Still not satisfied, I glared at Song Jiashuan. I'm warning you for the last time. Who you like has nothing to do with me. If you use me as a tool again, be careful. I tell your dad that you smoke. Song Jiashuan's face finally couldn't hold it together. If you want to date, I can introduce someone to you, but Chingwanya is just playing with you. Do you really think someone like you is worthy of him? Listen to this arrogant and shameless tone. In his eyes, I was so bad that he could treat me casually, use me as a tool, and then think I was in the way. I was angry. Just as I was about to retort, a deep and magnetic voice sounded behind me, who said I'm playing with her. I turned around in disbelief. Chingwanya had come back. There were also several equally good-looking young college boys behind him, but they were all smiling ambiguously. Their eyes were teasing as they landed on me. I didn't understand. Then I was pulled behind Chingwanya. Those young college boys also quickly surrounded me protectively. She's more than worthy of anyone, but you. Chingwanya's voice was cold, as if it was laced with ice. His expression was more serious than ever. Do you think it's cool to use a girl as a tool? The usually decent-looking Song Jiashuan's face turned green and red. He didn't dare to mess with Chingwanya or the people around him. He could only look at me. You'd better be with him for a long time. Bang. He almost slammed the door shut in a fit of rage. Don't listen to his pee-wee. After the farce ended, Chingwanya turned to look at me. You left something in my car. He handed me a Lena Bell hand warmer. I took it blankly. Did you come all the way back just for this? It's so much trouble. His friends were all holding back their laughter. Chingwanya gave them a faint look. and they immediately understood and made some space as they left. They didn't forget to greet me. Hello, sister-in-law, sister-in-law. You're definitely worthy of brother Yi, sister-in-law. Control brother Yi. He's too fierce. Brother Yi, be careful. Sister-in-law might dump you if you're too fierce. My face turned so red that it was almost steaming. Why are you calling me sister-in-law? This time, even Qingwenye seemed a bit uncomfortable, standing in front of me at a height of 9 meters. He scratched the back of his head and coughed softly. Well, why don't you check your phone? My heart skipped a beat. I quickly took out my phone. Then I almost fainted. Why was there a 30-second voice message in my chat with Qingwenye? I almost clicked play with trembling hands. So, in the quiet air, my voice boomed with full confidence. My boyfriend, the campus heartthrob, handsome and with a great body. We can't wait to stick together every day. Ah. Why do I always do things that make me die of embarrassment? I wished I could dig a hole and bury myself right then and there. Listen to me. I can explain. But what could I explain? I was just a girl who loved looking at handsome guys and showing off. Maybe I should transfer you some money, I said with a face of despair as I started rummaging through my pockets. I've ruined your reputation. I'm sorry. Those college boys must have heard the voice message. Qingwenye had a faint smile on his lips. I don't have a girlfriend. How can my reputation be ruined? But you, a girl, don't you mind? He said apologetically. I didn't mean to play the voice message on speaker. No. How could I mind? You've been helping me from the beginning, and you didn't accept the money I transferred to you just now. Speaking of this, I quickly took out my phone. Why don't you accept it? Otherwise, I really feel bad. But I'm not used to accepting money from girls. How about this? He turned his head to look at his friends who were watching the show over there. A few of us will stay in City H for a few more days before the spring festival. If it's not too much trouble for you, could you be our tour guide? I can pay. It's no trouble at all. I immediately raised my hand and swore, I promise to show you a good time. I happily went home and started making a travel plan. I completely forgot that I hadn't replied to the messages in the high school class group until Siyuan sent me a message. I'm planning to date Song Jashuan. Me. Oh, Siyuan, are you jealous? Me. I'm busy. Siyuan, really? She sent a chat screenshot and then quickly withdrew it. Sorry, I accidentally sent you the gift that Song Jashuan bought for me. You won't be angry, will you? I didn't reply, she continued, but I heard that you've always liked bags of this brand. How come after knowing Song Jashuan for more than 10 years, he's never given you one? I was silent for 3 seconds, then typed on my phone keyboard, you're more full of crap than a trash can. Then I blocked her without hesitation, out of sight, out of mind. When I went out in the morning, Aunt Song saw that I was carrying skiing gear. You. Are you going to the East Suburb Ski Resort with Jashuan? Coincidentally, he forgot his keys again. Could you take the keys to him for me? Since we were kids, I've always been the one to clean up after Song Jashuan's forgetfulness. Because we were so familiar, they naturally thought that Song Jashuan's girlfriend was me. If I went to deliver the keys now, I'm afraid I'd be misunderstood. So for the first time, I refused Aunt Song's request. Auntie, it might not be convenient. I'm not playing with him today. After saying that, I carried my backpack and went out. I had no idea that after I left, Aunt Song called Song Jashuan. Did you make you angry? Song Jashuan's lazy voice came through. Mom, I'm in college now. I can't always be with her. Can I? Do you really think of her as your daughter-in-law? Aunt Song scolded him. Isn't it good that she has a clean background and we know her well? And didn't you pester her to be with you back then? That was in primary school. Song Jashuan was very annoyed. He didn't want to be pestered by Wenyu. How could the nonsense he said in primary school be taken seriously? But his mom warned him, don't take Yu's kindness to you for granted. If a girl really gives up on you, you'll regret it. Make it up to her. You hear me? Fine. I'll make it up to her. Song Jashuan hung up the phone impatiently. But what was there to make up for? Every time he ignored Wenyu. Wasn't it when you who came to him first? He had already seen in her diary that she liked him. He didn't need to maintain her feelings for him at all. She would stick to him like a piece of chewing gum as soon as he beckoned. He was so annoyed. He took out his phone, and out of rebellious psychology, instead of making it up to her, he sent Wen Yu a message. My mom said you're coming to the east suburb. I'm bringing Suyuan here to play today. Don't come and spoil the mood. After sending the message, he called Suyuan. Baby, where are you? I'll come pick you up. Suyuan coquettishly said to him on the phone. I'm at the entrance, but I saw Wen Yu. It's so annoying. I like the ski suit she picked. Upon hearing this, Song Jiashuan sneered. What right does she have to compete with you? Wait for me. I'll be right there. After calming Suyuan down, he contacted Wen Yu again. I told you not to spoil the mood. Can't you understand me? But 5 minutes passed. When you didn't reply to his message, 10 minutes passed. When you still didn't reply, instead, Suyuan sent him a message complaining, Song Jiashuan, you're so useless, I just want that ski suit. Song Jiashuan got angry this time. He directly called Wen Yu, but to his surprise, she rejected the call. He clenched his phone, and indescribable anger welled up in his chest. Wen Yu actually dared to reject him. She had never refused him anything before. Just then, he had arrived at the place where they rented ski suits. There were a lot of people, but he still recognized Wen Yu at a glance. She was wearing a thick blue ski suit and a gray-pink rabbit helmet. She looked a bit clumsy, but very cute. He suddenly remembered. This rabbit was a character from Wen Yu's favorite cartoon. It was a pair with a fox. He was the one who accompanied her to watch the movie when it was released, so Wen Yu was fighting for the ski suit essentially to compete with Suyuan for him. Thinking of this, Song Jiashuan's hasty steps calmed down. He first patted Suyuan's shoulder soothingly, and then walked up to Wen Yu. He said reluctantly, Look, you give this ski suit to Suyuan. I'll accompany you to watch a movie on the first day of the Lunar New Year. Okay. I never thought Song Jiashuan could be so shameless. He was holding my rabbit ears. I resisted the urge to slap him. Get treated if you're sick. Aren't you afraid of bad luck during the new year? Song Jiashuan also didn't expect my attitude to be so cold. The smug expression on his face gradually cracked. Don't be too demanding. If it weren't for Suyuan not having time, do you think I'd want to accompany you? Oh, then get lost. I unceremoniously pushed him away. I stepped into the snow, leaving deep and shallow footprints. Suyuan shouted at him, Make her give me the ski suit. So Song Jiashuan reached out to stop me, but a bright green figure, like a gust of rapid wind, splashed up a thick layer of snow and came charging towards us. Song Jiashuan had no time to dodge and knocked Suyuan down. As it turned out, the green figure was just a feint, and it stopped steadily in front of me. The helmet was taken off, revealing a face even more dazzling than the snow. His features were delicate, and he looked wild and unruly. Immediately after, several equally agile figures skied over. Brother Yi, why are you running so fast? Qingwenye stood in front of me. His slightly cold gaze landed on the two people on the ground, and his tone was light yet clearly showing partiality. Someone is bothering my girlfriend. Of course I have to run fast. I didn't expect Qingwenye to wear this Nick Fox couple's outfit, with broad shoulders, a narrow waist, long legs, and a bit of a fox's rascality and gentlemanliness. He was so handsome that my heart was pounding wildly. The arrogant expression on Suyuan's face turned pale. Your girlfriend is Wen Yu. You like Wen Yu. There was an undercurrent between the two of them. I felt that they might know each other. Wouldn't my lie that I asked Qingwenye to tell be exposed. I was a bit nervous. Then I heard a firm answer. Yes, I like her. I like Wen Yu. Qingwenye stared at me when he answered. I blushed and felt hot all over, being so unpromising. His eyes were really beautiful. It was a sin to make such beautiful eyes tell a lie, so I reached out and gently tugged at his clothes. Good guy, Thanks for helping me out. I'll treat you to a meal later. Soo-yeon was in a daze, but still unwillingly gritted her teeth and shouted, swear. This time, even Song Jashuan noticed that something was wrong with Soo-yeon and reached up to pull her, but Soo-yeon just stared straight at Chingwon-ye. Swear that you really like when you... Why is she being so stubborn during the new year? I carefully peeked out from behind him. Just as I was about to speak, I was scooped up by a big hand. At a height of 9 meters with a double door-like build, he picked me up as easily as picking up a chick. In front of everyone, Chingwon-ye's tone was lazy yet solemn. If I have to swear, it should be to my girlfriend. Then I watched dumbly as he tapped my rabbit ears. I really like you. It's not an act. And I'm not being kind-hearted either. He raised his eyebrows, looked at me, and curled his lips. I'm not that nice. Oh no, my little heart seemed to be about to explode. Chingwon-ye liked me. No, Chingwon-ye had a crush on me. It was as if colorful little fireworks were exploding in my mind. I stared at him in a daze. Really? Yeah, otherwise, why would I go up the mountain to find you? This sudden candor, I was stunned for a moment. That's right. I'm so pretty and cute. It's not impossible for someone to fall in love with me at first sight, but someone seemed to be even more unacceptable than me. When you stop fooling around and come home with me, Song Jashuan stared intently at me. Even though Soo-yeon had run away in a daze, he didn't go after her. I won't go home with you. I grabbed Chingwon-ye's arm. I'm going on a date with my boyfriend. Can't you take a hint? I threw back at him the words he had used to humiliate me before. They're all sensible enough not to be a third wheel. Why are you still standing here? But Song Jashuan seemed like a different person. Instead of leaving, he took a step forward, looking at me, and then at Chingwon-ye. I'm sort of like your half-brother. When you have a boyfriend, shouldn't you let me check him out? Bah, what kind of brother is he? But Song Jashuan still sat across from Chingwon-ye and me. Even Soo-yeon, whose eyes were red from crying, adjusted her state and followed. During the whole meal, her eyes were fixed on Chingwon-ye. At first, I was a bit jealous, but Chingwon-ye really didn't seem interested in her. His attention was on me the whole time. He picked out scallions for me and peeled shrimp for me. The waiter served a plate of sweet and sour pork ribs, which I liked. Song Jashuan subconsciously moved the ribs in front of Soo-yeon. That's what he used to do. Whenever he asked me to eat, he would always invite Soo-yeon if I got angry. He would look at Soo-yeon affectionately and say, see, I'm so partial to you that I can even ignore my good friend. I was often so angry that I couldn't catch my breath. Getting angry made me seem petty, but not getting angry made me feel too wronged. But this time was different. Chingwon-ye directly blocked Song Jashuan's action of serving food to Soo-yeon and said coldly, if you don't eat, get out. Song Jashuan's face turned pale and then red. He defended himself. I'm partial to my girlfriend. What's wrong with that? Chingwon-ye didn't indulge him at all. If you're so partial, why don't you order your own food? He put the peeled shrimp into my bowl. You're not the only one with a girlfriend to be partial to. You think you're so noble. Just because the girl is too shy to say anything to you, you're getting carried away. Well, I know I have to stand up for my own interests, but it really feels good to have someone take my side. No wonder Soo-yeon always fell for Song Jashuan's act of being partial to her. I picked up a shrimp and enjoyed it happily. Song Jashuan obediently put the plate of sweet and sour pork ribs back in front of me, but he probably felt resentful and then ordered me, pour me a glass of water. I chewed on the shrimp and imitated him. Can't do that. I only pour water for my boyfriend. Song Jashuan's face turned green this time. Chingwon-ye immediately chimed in, yeah. She has a boyfriend to be partial to too. Song Jashuan, I had the most enjoyable meal ever. After the meal, Chingwon-ye went to pay the bill. Song Jashuan went to the restroom. I sat in my seat reapplying my lipstick. Soo-yeon stared at me viciously. You don't deserve Chingwon-ye. Her gaze seemed to pierce through the pile of shrimp shells on the table, she said with a tone of heartache and anger. When has he ever done the work of peeling shrimp? I didn't stop applying lipstick. Hearing this, I looked up at her. I decided to act like a bully, really. I imitated the tone she used to mock me. You've known Chingwanya for so long, and he's never peeled shrimp for you, but he volunteered to peel shrimp for me just a week after we met. I was beaming with pride, even more arrogant than Suyuan used to be, so it turns out that being a little green tea is so satisfying. Suyuan couldn't hold back the expression she had just adjusted. Her lips trembled, and she looked at me with red eyes. After a while, she looked at the person behind me with a wronged look. I had a vague feeling that something was wrong. Then in the makeup mirror, I met those beautiful eyes. Oh no, I messed up again. Look, Suyuan sniffled and said to Chingwanya gloatingly, she doesn't really like you. She's just using you. Showing off always invites retribution. I was already numb. Chingwanya, maybe I'm not a kind-hearted girl. I'm vain. I hate Song Jiashuan and Suyuan to death in my heart, but I had no other choice. I could only use him to fight back. Whatever, I decided to be honest. But Chingwanya walked over, his two slender hands propped on the back of the chair behind me, and in an instant, the pleasant lime scent on him filled the air. He actually stood up for me, my girlfriend. Who else should she use if not me? Use you, until the spring festival. Suyuan didn't come to cause trouble for me again. I guess she was really devastated by Chingwanya last time. On the second day of the Lunar New Year, Song Jiashuan came to my house to pay a New Year's visit. I was sitting on the sofa, munching on tangerines. He ignored me. I also ignored him. Aunt Song joked with my mom. These two kids have become distant as they grow up. When they were little, they clamored for arranging a baby betrothal many times before. Whenever Aunt Song said this, Song Jiashuan would casually reply, I don't like her. But this year, he seemed to be really out of his mind. He looked at my mom seriously and said, Auntie, what are the requirements for marrying when you... I almost choked on the tangerine. I looked at him in disbelief. My mom replied with a smile, of course, someone who treats her sincerely, preferably someone we know well. Song Jiashuan stared straight at her and said, Then I meet your requirements, Auntie, this time. The elders who were joking were stunned. It seemed like they were about to seriously discuss our marriage. 1 second before my mom could speak, I jumped up from the sofa. I grabbed Song Jiashuan and ran towards the balcony. As soon as the door closed, I immediately asked him viciously, What are you crazy about? The wind on the balcony was cold. It made me shiver. Song Jiashuan lowered his eyes. I'm not crazy. I really meet Auntie's requirements. Are you out of your mind? I wrapped my thick pajamas tightly around me. Aren't you done with Suyuan? Now you're coming to mess with me. Mentioning Suyuan, Song Jiashuan's eyes dimmed instantly. She was just using me. I was stunned. Then I heard him say, She's liked my roommate Chingwanya from the beginning to the end. I was wrong. I only realized now that you're the one who treats me well. Suyuan chased me just to make Chingwanya jealous. Their two families know each other. They're going to meet each other's parents today. Boom. It was as if something exploded in my mind. All I could think about was one thought, Suyuan was going to meet Chingwanya's parents. They were a well-matched couple. I held my phone. I repeatedly clicked into the chat box with Chingwanya and then backed out. Our chat record was still at the last time. I transferred 1,888 yuan to him. Thank you. Handsome guy, you acted so well. He didn't accept the transfer and asked me, what did I act well? I typed on the keyboard and replied to him, you acted as if you had a crush on me with such a handsome face. I almost believed it. His profile picture showed that he was typing over and over again. After more than 10 minutes, he didn't reply. I waited and waited. Eventually, I got a little sleepy and fell asleep with my phone in my arms. After that, we didn't chat anymore. On New Year's Eve, he sent me a Happy New Year and a Nick Fox emoji. I thought it was a group message, so I also copied a group sent blessing officially. Good luck in the year of the snake, happiness and good health. He didn't reply. Our chat record was still from last year. I typed on the keyboard, deleting and changing words. I really didn't know how to ask that question. Are you going to meet Suyuan's parents? It was so ambiguous. I couldn't bring myself to ask. I tossed and turned in bed, annoyed. Accidentally, I tapped on Chingwenye's profile picture, reacting. I let out a short scream, got up, and wanted to revoke it, but then, as if possessed, I saw the other side tap on me, saying treat me to milk tea. Then Chingwenye replied with one word, okay, me, Chingwenye, shall I order you takeout or come out and have it together? Me, is his execution ability this strong? I looked at the chat box, my heart pounding, gritting my teeth and closing my eyes. I sent a green tea-like message. If we come out to have it together, won't it be inconvenient? Recently, a lot of people are having blind dates at home. Then I closed my eyes, not daring to look at the message. My phone vibrated, and then vibrated again. I took a deep breath, resigned myself, opened my eyes, and clicked into the chat box with Chingwenye. Chingwenye, tap on my profile picture. Although I didn't understand, I did as he said. After tapping on his profile picture, the system showed. I tapped on Chingwenye's red string and broke it. Chingwenye, the red string is broken by you. Who am I going on a blind date with? Me. So the blind date isn't real. My mood improved again. If the red string is broken, just fix it, Chingwenye. It can't be fixed. Someone is a bit slow-witted. Me. Who? He didn't reply, so I just played on my own. New year, new look. I decided to change my profile picture to a Judy Rabbit cartoon after a while. I refreshed my phone. Chingwenye's profile picture had also changed. It was a proud, coquettish and cunning fox waiting to be coaxed. I tapped on his profile picture. The system showed. I tapped on Chingwenye's heart, and it said it only chooses you. The fox head profile picture sent a new message. Still don't understand. At the class reunion, I dressed up carefully and went out. I ran into Aunt Song scolding Song Jashuan. Can't you bring a daughter-in-law back for me? Song Jashuan said impatiently, how old am I? I haven't had enough fun yet. If you haven't had enough fun, don't you know how to say something nice to coax girls? That girl is so innocent. You can keep her as an alternative for now. I didn't know what Song Jashuan replied, because I just showed up. Aunt Song immediately changed her expression and called me with a smile. You, come to Auntie's house for dinner tonight. Auntie is making steamed buns today. No, Auntie, I happily ran downstairs, shouting without looking back, I'm going on a date with my boyfriend. When we were in high school, we would pass around a class diary. When it came to me, I drew the fox and the rabbit that were very popular at that time. The whole class started teasing me. They asked me who the fox was. I blushed and answered. I just drew it casually. Coincidentally, Song Jashuan was handing out test papers. He put my test paper on my desk and said, you shouldn't have made mistakes on these two basic questions. Remember to borrow my notes to look at them. His deskmate teased him. You only know how to lend your notes to pretty girls. Why don't you show them to me? Song Jashuan replied indifferently. I'm only special to her. Do you have a problem with that? I did have a crush on Song Jashuan. I marked a small Song character under the fox. I hoped someone would always be partial to me, and I would give the same kind of partiality in return. So later, when we were in college, Song Jashuan asked me, what kind of boys do you girls like? I replied, someone who is partial to her, but I didn't expect that Song Jashuan's so-called partiality was based on hurting others. At the class reunion, the monitor brought that class diary again. It was first passed to Song Jashuan's hands, then it was passed to me. I opened the yellowed and old booklet. Under the dull-looking fox, there was a line of small words with fresh ink. If I give you my partiality, will you forgive me? I looked up. Song Jashuan was staring at me intently. I looked away, picked up a pen, and wrote, I don't want partiality now. I think it's better to date someone who is good in themselves. I was at the class reunion. Chingwenye was having a dinner with his brothers. Brother 1, Brother Yi, you've been secretly in love with that girl with this handsome face, but you haven't succeeded yet. Brother 2, by the way, why do you like her so much? You said you'd take us to play, but with just one look from her, you changed your plans. You'd rather let us brothers freeze to death than not send her home. Brother 3, so worthless. If I had someone I liked, I wouldn't be like this. He leaned close to my ear and whispered, Suyuan is too hard to chase. I invited her to go hiking alone, but she wouldn't come. She only came when I said you were also there, everyone, and Qingwanya was playing with his phone in the corner. He didn't participate in the brothers' discussion. There was a video in his photo album. It was a talent show during the college military training. Everyone was praising the girl on the stage who was wearing a sexy hot girl outfit for being beautiful. He only stared at the girl in the corner who was doing the elephant dance imitating Crayon Shin-chan. It was Wenyu. So cute, both funny and abstract. She did it to amuse her roommates. He fell in love at first sight. Every time he saw this video, his mood would improve. A new message popped up at the top of the screen. Is it over? Do you want to go out for a walk? There was also a funny cat seducing emoji. Qingwanya clicked into the chat box. He thought he wasn't very promising. Just this one sentence. He thought when Yu was inviting him to elope. He got up, picked up his coat, and walked without stopping. His brothers called him. The food hasn't been served yet. Where are you going? Qingwanya didn't look back. Going to pick up my girlfriend. All the brothers. Look at how worthless you are. The end.